Hello, I'm a guy that likes to talk about music and the music of my youth. And today I want to talk about a song called Crawlin' by Alice Cooper. It is a song that, never became famous, never released as a single, but it was one that I really liked back when I was an 80s metal kid. Yeah, Alice Cooper did a song called Poison that got real popular and famous. I Want to Love You, but I Better Not Touch, Don't Touch. Yeah, that was a good one too. But this is one he did a few years before Poison. This one was on his Constrictor album back in 1986. That was the album that had his Friday the 13th song. Yeah, he's back, the man behind the mask. Yeah, that was the theme song for Friday the 13th Part 6, Jason Lives. Yes, a Friday the 13th movie had a pop rock theme song and a video to the song that played on MTV. That is one of the most 80s things I can think of. Yeah, I was a big horror movie fan back then, and I was a big music fan, so of course I'm going to get attracted to a song about Jason, especially if it's on the same tape as some song called I'm a Teenage Frankenstein. So yeah, I got into Alice Cooper for pretty much the same reasons that I got into Kiss as a kid. I was talking before about Kiss and how I was a kid who liked Kiss because they seemed like a band that were about science fiction and monster movies and superheroes and but then I realized over time that some of their songs were pretty naughty. And that's what happened with Alice Cooper, except that Alice Cooper was a bit more blunt about things. Unlike Rocket Ride, which could be misunderstood easily, the double entendre could easily go over a kid's head. The song Crawlin' was a bit more direct. The song's lyrics begin with Your dress is hanging on a hook on the door. My jeans are lying on a pile on the floor. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that definitely gives you a visual. Pretty good writing, I think, though. Like if you're writing a novel and want to write a scene like that, that's a great way to set the scene, I think. The next line is flat on my back trying to catch my breath. And that explains why they were crawling to each other. Because they were tired, but they wanted to do it again. The reason the song was called Crawlin' is because it was about two people crawling toward each other, like two cats. One of them an alley cat and the other a hot Siamese. Of course, I don't understand how they'd be crawling to each other unless it was like a really, really big bed. But anyway, the song was pretty, steamy at the time. I mean, for me, it was the first song, or at least one of the first songs, that I knew to be directly and totally about that. Yes, there have been plenty of songs about that I had heard in the past. The difference is that I didn't know these songs were about that. Not even Prince's Darling Nikki, that song. I knew the song but didn't realize what was going on in it. Just didn't occur to me. Yeah, I was a pretty naive kid, though. So yeah, this was a wild song to me when I was 15 or however old I was. This was like listening to a porno. This was porno rock. Like if they made a music video for this, you'd have to be 18 to watch it. But I liked it. I liked the song because it was good music. So I kept listening to it. Like that opening guitar part. Yeah, I guess that was Kane Roberts. Kane Roberts was a guy that played guitar for Alice Cooper at the time and was also his songwriting partner for a while. Every rock singer has to have a good guitarist to give you good rock songs to sing. Ozzy Osbourne had Randy Rhoads, Billy Idol had Steve Stevens, and Alice Cooper had Kane Roberts. He was a character too. He was Rambo with a guitar. That's what people call him. He looked like Rambo with his long dark hair and big muscles, except he carried a guitar instead of a gun. And every guitar he played looked so tiny because he was such a big guy. I wanted to see him form a band with the sax player from the Lost Boys, for people who remember the saxophonist from the Lost Boys. So anyway, I still think it's a pretty good song though. Like I've listened to that song for like the first time in 25 years or so, and I was thinking, oh yeah, I can definitely see why I like this song so much. You could call it a pop metal if you want. I mean, there's a synthesizer in it, but the synth was used well, I think. I mean, the synth doesn't take center stage. The guitar and singing still takes center stage, but the synth plays as a supporting sound, and it supports the song pretty good, I think. But yeah, this is one of those songs that can give me an 80s flashback and take me back to my mid-teen days and back to the days of, heavy metal and horror movies and watching pro wrestling and Batman comic books and Fangoria magazine and lusting after the Glow Girls, for those who know. So this has been my fun for the day. I need to go do something productive.